Alrighty, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And today we are going to be talking about whether you should be summoning on the D pickup recruitment banner, or obviously, as we all know, the recently announced Alice recruitment banner, or if you should not be summoning on any of these two at all. If you want my honest opinion, it's kind of hard for me to tell you guys to, like, I guess, skip both for obviously another thing that is big that is happening, the half anniversary banner that we are going to be getting as well, only because we don't know who the half anniversary is going to be, right? But they're going to announce that on the 21st of the character. And then also we are going to be getting a half anniversary banner, which I assume, just based on because of hype, it's going to be a pilgrim. So in my honest opinion, Alice and D are going to be regardless characters you can pick up over time through the standard banner as well. So definitely keep that in mind. But I would honestly say risk and take your bets with this half anniversary character that most likely will be a pilgrim. Now, let's talk about the two individual characters themselves, because both of these characters are really good. Both of them. Now, Alice, again, what the problem is, this is, I guess, they're saying it's for Easter. People are saying it's for Easter. Right, which makes a lot of sense. But obviously, this is it's very big, because it means that there's a possibility for other characters, even if it is just a celebration. Like, for example, Lunar New Year's, right? A character like Scarlet could get that, right? I think that would go to more like somebody like a Yan, honestly. But Lunar New Year's could go to someone like Sakura or Scarlet, right? Those types of characters as well, right? So let's talk about these characters, because again, both of them are fantastically good, right? So Alice, the reason why Alice is very good, she is probably one of the best DPS in the game, if not, I want to say one of the hardest hitting DPSs in the game, if not the hardest hitting DPS in the game that is not a pilgrim. That is not a pilgrim. Keep that in mind, right? She is not a pilgrim. She's a Tetra character. But basically, she's a character you can actually rely on, right? So her passive is, when entering in a full burst, affects two allies with the highest attack. That could be herself as well, I assume. Or maybe not, because there's some characters that are specifically worded in affect self and two allies, right? So this is probably just two allies with the highest attack. It's not actually going to her. But she increases their charge speed and their charge damage by a certain percentage. So she has that type of support mechanic there as well. Her second skill actually is kind of nice too. She guaranteed has the pierce effect for any time she uses a bullet when her HP is 80% or above. And then when her HP falls below 80%, she just constantly or continuously recovers HP by a percentage of attack damage. Now, what makes this girl, right, just based on all her skills, nothing too crazy. I mean, the pierce effect is very nice, but what makes her very broken is her burst skill. The reason why is because her charge speed is increased by way too much. 80.15% for 10 seconds, and increases her own attack by 55.12% for 10 seconds. That's just her alone. Let's not, just, I guess, imagine you have a Litter on the team who's increasing it more. You have Privity who's giving you an attack buff, or even Maxwell who's giving you an attack buff when you enter your full burst, right? If you have Paulie who's a burst 2 character that can increase your, imagine. So a character who is increasing their charge effect, right? Keep in mind, full charge damage is an extra 350% damage on top of the 69, on top of the massive attack boost, and you can basically spam that for 10 seconds because it's 80%. You're basically going insane, rapid speed, right? So she really only kind of shines, I want to say. She guaranteed has the pierce effect too. Let's just keep that in mind. She guaranteed has the pierce effect too. Like, it's just, if she's above 80%, of course. But when you get that burst skill, she's going like this, damage. That's a very big, she's hitting very hard when she's in her burst skill, right? So keep that in mind. So Alice is a very good pickup. She's going to be better for late game and stuff like that as well. a fantastic character, right? So I've seen like a lot of people are actually saying they're going to summon for her because they just don't have her, or I've seen some people saying they're going for that core 7 because she's just that good, and it's true. She's a very good character. Like I said, she is probably the hardest hitting character in the game that is not a pilgrim, right? She does more damage than Laplace, even though I feel like you could say Laplace is more efficient with her burst skill in terms of actually rushing a boss down. You could say that. I feel like Alice is still just the hardest hitting character that's not a pilgrim. Now, let's talk about D, a character that is not in the game, right? Again, Alice is already in the game. You put on your wishes, all that stuff. D is a brand new character who will be added to the wishes after her banner is done. But she's a very good character too, because what she does is basically, long story short, she makes other attacker allies on her burst skill do way more damage to bosses, right? She's like a boss killer, right? Where Alice is more of just a general DPS, D is more of a boss killer, right? Which we have boss killers already, but D is a lot better than a lot of these, right? So D's first skill, when activates when entering on full burst, affects self. Damage as strong element increases by 46.93% for 15 seconds. And then the first time she uses this, she will also have recover HP of attack damage basically, and then also a higher percentage, and then she also does that guaranteed every time she enters a full burst for like a less percentage essentially. Very good. So what this part means here, I assume, because I don't know exactly what this means. I know what it means, but I don't know exactly how it works, right? Damage as strong element. I assume it means because she's a wind type, right? She's more effective against iron type characters, right? That means I assume when fighting an iron type boss or an iron type enemy, regardless, you're just going to do more damage dealt to that character, right? And 46.93% is big. But on her burst skill, or her second skill, activates when a target appears. So that's like a boss or like a mini boss, let's say, right? A boss or a mini boss. Affects all allies. Charge burst gauge by 98.56%. That activates, charges the burst gauge by basically 100%. That activates one per battle, which is insane. And it also becomes immune to stun for basically 37 seconds. That is 37 seconds, right? Because it's 60 seconds in a minute. Wait, what did I just say? No, that's wrong. That's wrong. That is so wrong what I just said. For 63.95 seconds. Oh my god. And then activates when a target appears, affects self. Damage a strong element. Again, so anytime a boss comes in, she's basically doing well over 130% of damage to that one boss or target. Right, if she's super effective, I want to say, right? Because I don't know exactly what strong element means. I assume it just means if she's like fighting iron type enemies, then that's gonna be big. That first and second skill is big, right? But that could also just mean in general, like she's just super effective against all types. We'll see the testing for sure when she drops. But her burst skill affects all enemies. It's a AoE, right? Deals 426.24% of attack and damage. And then for all attacker allies, when attacking a certain part of an enemy, damage dealt to that part is increased by 42.38% for 15 seconds. And then also allies gain immunity. All allies, when gaining immunity to stun, which is a part of the second skill, burst time is increased by an extra 5 seconds. So both of these characters are very good. I would say D is a must-have Elysion just because she is going to be a lot, like a broken against a lot of targets and a lot of bosses, even just for that, like her burst skill, right? We're not really going to talk about her strong element and stuff like that, even though that is big damage. But I'll again have to test. If you guys know what strong element means, then definitely let me know in the comments, because I have no idea if that means damage dealt or just super effective against all types. But either way, it's still going to be very broken, right? So both of these characters are very good, but the thing is, they are characters you are going to be able to get easier than the half anniversary character if it is a pilgrim, right? It might be a limited character too. Even like the half anniversary could be a limited character as well. So who knows, right? I don't think you should summon on any of these banners. I genuinely think you should skip for the half anniversary. Because again, they're gonna be a lot easier to get than the half anniversary character regardless. I'm saying that because I'm like 100% confident that the half anniversary character is a pilgrim. I'm 100% confident. We've only had one pilgrim banner, and that was in January. So it makes no sense for us not to get one in April. Heck, it will be May, right? It'll be May we get it, right? We'll probably get it in May. So I think it makes sense that we finally get a pilgrim banner after all this time. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're summoning on these banners or not, or if you guys are saving for the half anniversary banner, whatever that's going to be, which will be announced on the 21st of April, as you guys could see on the, I guess it's on the Japanese Twitter. But yeah, it's going to be your boy Zxous, and I'm out later. Peace.